Hello everyone, this is Leo from the Monkeys Making This Place channel. Today we're moving on to the Keter Sanctuary portion of set 11. I do know that by the time this video releases, it will have been sneak peek week for set 12, and by the time this section of the D-BT11 coverage ends, we will be moving on to D-BT12 will have officially released. We're going to slowly try to get that content out for you guys as well. It is kind of rough on us because, you know, we have this whole thing planned, and we kind of build the decks over the course of about 2 months, right? And this time Bushiroad literally gave us about a month to get all this, and since we did the out of the box challenge stuff, you know, we kind of ended on we barely did the out of the box stuff, and now we're doing the second deck, and we're barely gonna get this one done. So excuse us if we don't get the D-BT12 completely covered. You know, we have to play test these decks. You have to take them to locals and things like that. We don't want to just post any random things, right? We're constantly trying to play these decks. This case is probably a little harder on Cat because he has to essentially build all these decks from essentially zero. Meanwhile, I'm playing the glitter decks, and I've played these decks for quite a while, so you know I have some more experience with these decks than he does, right? I'm not drawing from a blank like he is. But anyhow, let's move on to the actual deck profile. So obviously the ride line is pretty much the Thegrea ride line, except for we're playing the grade 1 Maple in the ride line. This is a very common thing you'll see, because later on you can soul charge another grade 3 Thegrea, probably the dark one, and then with the grade 2 Maple, you'll just soul blast these out, and now you'll have access to the grade 1 Maple when you need it, right? You can't use it on first turn anyways, most of the time, because it has to be placed during the ride phase, so even if you can Persona ride, you're not able to use it. But anyways, moving on from that, obviously we play the light one in the ride line for very specific reasons. Moving on, we'll go on to the first of the new cards, which is Epee de Justice Thegrea. Right? This card allows you to get double Persona ride, and with one of the orders we'll see, that lets you draw 4 and get plus 30k to the front row. These sleeves are a little bit, can't really tell on the camera, but they're a little bit wasted, but I'll be trying to get new sleeves for this. So the new Thegrea, when she's placed from writing with the grade 3 with Thegrea in its name, gains the name of that card and then allows you to get another Thegrea and put it into Soul. And it can be the Thegrea with the same name as the card you ride over it, but usually you'll get the dark one, right? Then you can, once on Vanguard Circle, discard a card, choose a grade 3 with Thegrea that has a different name than her, and write it, and then you bind this and activate Persona Ride. You can't write until the rest of your turn. That's going to be an interesting thing with this deck, but moving on from that, we play 4 copies of Dark Thegrea. She is the pressure in this deck. She allows you to restand and hit again as long as you have ridden over the light Thegrea, which you will be able to do if as long as you go second, or as long as you get to go a turn after you get to the grade 3. She can also remove stuff that doesn't really come up, but if you have extra rear guards, hey, removal on board, right? Finally, the last of the grade 3s, we play 2 Oath of Vengeance Thegrea. This is can only be played if you have a Vanguard with Thegrea in its card name, and if you have a Vanguard with Thegrea in its name, when you Persona ride, you draw 2 instead of 1, and the increase goes from 10k to 15k. Only play 2 because we have a Searcher now, so you don't need to play more than that. Moving on to grade 2s, we have Maple. Maple is a great card. Pretty much every Keter deck, or every Keter or Thegrea deck plays at least 1 copy, and in Thegrea specifically, you get access to her second ability, which allows you to, at the end of battle, she attacks, Soul Blast 1 or more cards, and then choose a card with the soul that has the same grade as the cards you've Soul Blasted, and add it to hand. So she allows you to recover pieces that might get stuck in your soul, things like that. Very good card. Moving on, we'll have a card that puts stuff in soul for you to get out with Maple, which is Drilling Angel. He just lets you put a card from drop in a soul, then you check top 3, hope you hit it. If you don't, too bad, but this is just a card to get units in soul. You'll see why that's important. Then we have the new Order Searcher, which we just got, is Retrospective Dragon. When he's placed on rear, if you have a Vanguard with Thegrea and its card name, you can Soul Blast 1, discard a card, and search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 or grade 2 set order, and then just add it to your hand. Then also when he finishes attacking, you can retire another rear guard to give Glitter Unit +5. Very good card, honestly, in my opinion. This is an incredibly strong card. Then we have the grade 2 set order, which is Dark Magenta of Blooming Hatred. This card can be played for free, and when it's put into the order zone, you can Counterblast 1 to draw a card. Then the funny effect is if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with the greatest name, you can put it into drop, choose a grade 3 Thegrea with a different name from the one on your Vanguard from your hand, and write it as stand. I'll go more into the combo for this deck at the end, since we're just kind of trying to get these done a little bit quicker. 4 PGs, nothing here. Then we have 3 Universal Angel. which is said when it's discarded from hand during your turn, if you have Vanguard with glitter, you can counterblast 1, draw a card. Very simple. A lot of effects require you to pitch. This allows you to get that card back. For triggers, we have 1 vanilla and then 1 of each of the effect heals. Then we play a total of 8 crit. We are using the Bang Dream crits that we got from set 11, so you know we got those. You have the Soul Charge crits, which can come in handy because your Vanguard does restand. Giving it extra power is always nice. And finally, we play draws. I know a lot of decks play fronts here instead of draws because you're scared of decking out. But honestly, if you're scared of decking out, then you're already in a situation where you're not going to win. And this deck is very combo reliant, so you do need to draw cards. Honestly, in my opinion, I think you want to get the draws here to just get there. And then I play the blue OT simply because, again, piece reliant and it's a crit. That's it. You know, I love a 9th crit that I can just, you know, it's 100 million, it's a crit, and I can get a Thegrea card back. It's incredible, right? Now let's discuss the combo, right? Because I've been referencing a combo this whole time. Let's talk about it. So what you need is obviously you need to be at the grade 3, right? These are the 3 cards you'll need specifically. You will need to play this during your grade 2 turn. Whether you draw off of it or not is unimportant. And then this, although not necessary, does let you recur more cards than you're going to lose. So it'd be incredible to have one of those too. And remember, you can dig for them pretty consistently now because of Retrospective Dragon, giving you the ability to just go digging for them. And then obviously you need an Epee, the Justice Thegrea. So what you would do here is you would send this to drop, ride the new one, right, obviously, and then you activate her ability, discarding any card, right, it can be anything here, discard it, and then you would be able to ride over the Epee by binding it. You would be able to ride the light one, and this would activate Persona Ride, so you would be able to draw 2, gain 15k. Ways that you can increase the effectiveness of this combo: if you had something like this, you could do some real damage, right? Obviously, you would have these 2 in play, right, because you've dug for them. This you want to have to put into Soul, right, and then we're just going to give ourselves some damage here. So we'll just say we have 2 face-up CD. Okay. So you can activate this Thegrea for the first time. Since you have the dark one in Soul, you'll be able to check top 5 for 2, right? So hopefully we hit something like, I don't know, Maple and, you know, anything else. Something like this would be fine, right? And then you would activate this, ride the light one, or ride the new one, discard Angel. I guess technically here you would want 3 CD, right? Activate this, you would discard it, activate Angel, counterblast 1, draw a card, right? Ride the new one on top by binding this one, and that'll draw you 2 more cards, right? So you'll draw 2, and then you can activate this Thegrea again, and again we're gonna say, hey, you know, I got drilling and retrospective, right? So with 3 CB, you can end up on pretty decent cards, right? You don't gotta waste too much, you don't gotta, you know, expend too much resources, and you have 15k. If you're doing this to your opponent on your first grade 3 turn, you could output some crazy damage that they just won't be able to recover from. Thegrea is honestly one of my favorite decks. I think it needs a little bit more love, but I do think that it's still very, very strong deck. There's plenty of things you can do. This has been Leo. Thank you for watching.